Hey people, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So today we want to talk about women who are child free. Not every woman dream of being a mother. And guess what? That's completely okay. Society has conditioned us into belief that womanhood equals to motherhood. But for a growing number of women, that's just the case. And it doesn't make them less of a woman, loving or fulfilled. So kindly watch the following videos I've put together and I'll be back to leave my own comment. Please stick around.
Get ready with me as I tell you some superficial reasons why I don't want children. So the first one is I don't want my body to change at all. I have spent so much money on my Pilates and gym memberships, creams and all that stuff, Botox filler. Babe, I'll be damned. Another reason is I want to continue to go on my yearly Europe vacations with my partner. I don't want that to stop. Last year we went for 5 weeks. This year we're going for 2 weeks. I don't want to stop that. I want to continue buying Dior products for the rest of my life and not having to give that money to some child. I love luxury bags. I have a running list on my notes in my notes app that my fiance has access to, and of the bags I want. I don't want to be putting my money into a child's future college fund. No. My makeup and skincare costs are high because I love to try everything. I'm truly a product whore. I love trying everything, and so I don't want some kid and be like, oh, let's get this toy. No, babe, no. Another reason is I don't want hospital bills, and I don't want to have to leave work to go to the hospital because something happened to them. I don't care. I don't like noise. It's Patrick Ta, by the way. I don't like noise, and I don't like noise in my house. So I don't want children running around my house 24/7, especially when you come home and they're like, Mommy. God, that is literally a nightmare for me. I still wake up sometimes thinking I had a child, and I'm in utter panic, and it felt like the worst nightmare of my life. I don't want to have to ever coordinate with my partner of who's staying home with the kids if I have to go to the gym or he has to go to the gym. No. I don't want to feel resentment towards my partner at any point. I don't want to have to do that or feel like that. If he wants to go on a trip with his friends or me with mine, I don't want our relationship to change. Another reason is I don't want to have to do kid activities, look up community events in my area and figure out what to do to entertain kids. That sounds really boring. I'm sorry, as moms. I don't ever want to be considered a hot mom. I don't want to be ever considered a mom for anything. I'm not a mom. I just don't want that title. And for the last reason, the big one, I love a clean house. I don't like mess. I don't like any mess in my house. Let me know some of yours if you're child free. I would love to hear them. Give me the most superficial ones.
I was 18 years old when I first decided that I don't want to have kids. And adults at the time told me that my mind would change. But I feel like the older I get, the stronger my conviction for not having kids is becoming. Especially when you look at the day-to-day life that has been created for us, especially here in America. I feel like if you're in the working class, your life is literally just about work and making money to survive. And right now with the job market crisis that's going on, millions of people are losing their jobs, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. So I'm already not in a rush to have kids, but even if I were to have kids, there's just no guarantee that events like these won't happen again. I feel like the millennial generation has lived through multiple recessions at this point, and I just don't want to bring life into a world where everything is all about work and making money and capitalism. It's just not something that interests me. What interests me, however, is the thousands of hobbies that I want to try out, the different lives that I want to live, the freedoms, the traveling, spending time with my partner, and all those things. I want to do it without having a kid.
I don't want kids. Those little fucking shits take all your money. You have to send it to school, and then you gotta worry about other kids being mean to your kids. Like, I will really fight. You have to wake up whenever your kid wakes up. I like to wake up at noon, at 1 p.m. sometimes, like 3 sometimes even. Judge me. You gotta cook for that little shit. I don't even want to cook for myself. I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to see the world. You could do both. You could have kids and travel. No! Like, I see people traveling with young kids and I'm just like, oh my God, I would get so overstimulated. I'm not a patient person. I have 2 nieces and I mean, that's good enough for me. I'm just trying to be the rich, cool auntie, you know? The main reason I don't want to have kids is because I have a huge heart. What's the word? Is it empath or empath? I'm that though. I was at Disney one time and there was this little cute boy in front of me in line for a ride with little glasses and I started tearing up because I just felt so bad because I just know kids are so mean. My heart cannot deal. My heart will just explode of hurt and worry and like just the world we live in, you know? Like, it's a sick world. Also, birth scares the absolute shit out of me. I can't. Although I would love to see what a little mini me would look like. Like, oh my goodness, maybe I'll have a kid.
So I have made the executive decision that I do not want children and I do not plan on having kids, okay? So with that being said, for a long time, I thought I was not going to be able to get married to a man unless I was willing to have a kid. And so for a long time, I started to lie to myself and lie to men and tell them like, yeah, I'm willing to have a kid if I'm married. And during that time, I really thought like, okay, I'm just going to have to suck it up and have a kid for my husband. It is what it is. But then I met my homegirl, which she travels just as much as me, if not more. She's just a year older than me. She's married. She doesn't want kids. Her husband already has 1 grown child and 1 school-age child, and he's okay with not having no more kids. And he's only willing to have them if she wants them. And she doesn't want kids because she never had a desire to want kids just like me. And talking to her honestly just gave me a little boost. And I was like, you know what? If you can get married and not want to have kids and don't plan on having kids, so can I. And I should not be settling for having a child for my husband for something I don't even want. I do not want kids. I never, ever, ever wanted children since I was a kid. I never wanted kids. At first, they was like, oh, you just saying that because you young. You a kid. When you get grown, you going to change your mind. Then when I was young, in my 20s, they was like, oh, you going to change your mind. Now, I am a 33-year-old woman. Baby, I know. I don't want no kids. I don't want no children. Like, I'm okay with being a step parent, a bonus mom, but having kids of my own, absolutely not. And now that I met my homegirl and see how she has a successful marriage and she doesn't want kids, don't plan on having kids, and her husband okay with that, I'm in a, like, it really boosts a little, like, boosts something in me. Because, baby, I can get married, and I like Uncle them, and she got Uncle them. Like, I like Uncle them. Uncle them usually don't even want to start over. He ain't trying to have no more kids. So, yeah, I accepted the fact that I'm not having kids, and neither do I want any. Even though I already accepted the fact that I didn't want any. But I'm accepting the fact that I'm not going to have kids for my husband. Period. So, with that being said, I'm dating for marriage. So, if you plan on wanting to have kids, and I tell you I want no kids, and you still try to take me on a date, I don't be understanding. I just told you what I want. We don't want the same thing. Why waste your money and then complain about it afterwards? Because I ain't giving them no nookie. I ain't giving them no nookie, okay?
If and when we survive all of this as a nation and a people, I just have to reiterate that this is an additional reason why I don't want to have kids. Because for me, I think it's very selfish to bring a child into the world right now with everything happening. And to think about the idea that, like, we don't know how long all of this that we're in is going to last. So imagine this lasts 5, 6, 10 years, right? Imagine, and it's going to take long to pick up the pieces. So let's say we don't even recover for another 10 years, right? Like, we've got another 3 years before an election. So let's add time onto that to say, all right, it's probably going to take them 4, 5, 6 years to recover. At least recover mildly. It's not going to be a full recovery. You want me to have kids? You think I'm going to want to have kids then? no, I'm gonna wanna live my life because I feel like I can't live right now.
Now, kids, no. It's just a no. I've mentioned this. I've mentioned this a couple times on my platforms, but I don't know if I've outright said it. No, I don't want kids. I've honestly never really wanted kids. I have never really gotten baby fever. I'll see a cute baby and I'll think that's a cute baby. I don't think I want one. I think kids take an immense amount of sacrifice, an immense amount of commitment, immense amount of love. They deserve the most amount of love. And I think a lot of times people romanticize like the cute outfits, the baby showers. You're focusing on the wrong things. It takes immense amount of sacrifice, something that I just don't want to do. You know, I want to focus my funds, I want to focus my energy on myself, on my partnership, on my mom. And when you don't want to have kids, that doesn't mean you don't want to impact the next generation. Like I fully plan on creating a scholarship fund. Love to send 2 to 3 women to Spelman every single year. There's definitely things. I feel like right now I'm impacting women. I'm impacting young women. I'm impacting women my age. I'm impacting women older than me. So me impacting generations, me impacting this world can come in other forms than having a kid.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I am not having kids. I'm too lit. I'm living the craziest life. I'm traveling, having fun, not caring about responsibilities besides obviously like myself and my living expenses. I just don't have it in my heart to take care of anything more than that dog right there. I feel like if you didn't have kids between like 18 and like 21, between the ages of like 22 and 26, you can't have kids. So I feel like I'm not having kids until I'm at least 29, 30, maybe 31, 32. And I'm not mad about that. I know a lot of people that had kids later in lives and they're still having good lives. Yeah, their kids are a little younger when they're a little older, but still like, nonetheless, it's still a good situation. If I didn't have kids straight out of high school or like first year in college, it's too late. My time is past. I gotta wait until the next section, and then maybe we'll revisit that concept of kids. Maybe one day.
I do not want kids. And I think when a lot of people hear someone like me who's young and still very able to have children, they automatically think, oh, you'll change your mind. And a big part of me knows comments like that are not meant with malice. There are just some people who truly believe you can't be happy or fulfilled until you have children. I'm also painfully aware that people toss around the conversation of children like they're talking about what they had for breakfast this morning, instead of it being a very serious conversation about what it means to bring a human life into this world. In addition to that initial reaction of people saying, oh, you'll change your mind, I also get a lot of questions about why I don't like children. Without realizing that never once did I say I didn't like children. I actually really love children. And then the question evolves to, well, if you like children, why don't you want them? As if there aren't a million things in this world that I like but don't necessarily want. Now the response, because I don't, is a very valid response. However, for me, it is very, very deeply rooted. And like most things in life, is directly related to my childhood. That's not to say I had the worst childhood on the planet, but there were key moments in my childhood that helped shape this decision. And it is not a decision I made lightly. As someone who not only nannied for several years, but also had too large of a hand in their upbringing of their younger siblings, who are significantly younger, I've seen what it is to have children and to be a mother up close. And maturing is realizing what is and what is not within your capacity. I happen to know for a fact that motherhood is not within my capacity. I also know that being an auntie, a babysitter, and a part of other people's villages for their children is within my capacity. That is where I know I can show up as my best self, and kids deserve nothing less. So in conclusion, no, I'm not having kids. No, I'm not changing my mind. Yes, I still do love kids. And let's start asking if, not when, people are having children, or just not asking at all. Let's just keep it out of the conversation altogether. Love you, bye.
I hate how people with kids can just be like, oh man, I love having kids, I can't wait to have more. Or people who don't have kids, who want kids, are just like, you know, it's my one and only dream. I want to have kids. I can't wait to be a mom, be a dad, whatever. And the whole world is just like so happy for them and so positive, and everyone is just like so genuine. But the second I go, oh yeah, I'm never having kids, like I don't want kids ever, people are like, what's wrong with you? They think that just because I say I never want kids, they're like, why do you hate kids? I didn't say that. Like, I have 23 nieces and nephews, so I know. Like, I love kids. I love my nieces and nephews with my whole heart. That solidifies the fact that I do not want kids. I don't want to be a mom. I don't want to be a parent. I want to live life with me and my husband for the rest of our life. I have no desire to be a mother. Like, I can't, like, put it into words how much I don't want to be a mom. It's 5 o'clock on a Thursday night. I'm drinking some wine. I'm going to lay down, put Grey's Anatomy on, and work on my puzzle that my husband bought me. That's it. I have no other worries. Like, that's it.
You know, out of all the times I've ever told someone that I don't want to have children, nobody has ever said to me, wow, I love that you know that about yourself. 9 times out of 10, they'll try and talk me out of it, and I just have to sit there like this, waiting until they're done, because like I knew I didn't want to have kids when I was a kid. It's been 10 years, still don't. And honestly, like, have you taken a look around? It's the pits. I don't think you can blame me.
I'm on my lunch break. I'm bored. I have a list in my notes app of sentences that remind me why I don't want kids. If you're sensitive, don't listen. I would rather regret not having a kid than having one. I have never met a mom that I wanted to switch lives with. I have never stopped in a moment and thought this would be so much better with a kid. I would be a great mom, just not a happy one. I don't want to lose myself to save someone else. It literally never looks fun. Too much responsibility. I already have a full-time job. I don't want a full-time job on top of a full-time job. I don't like the idea of someone else's life depending on me. I would make my life their life. My life would no longer be my life. I am too selfish. Kids can make or break a marriage, and I don't want to take that gamble. They are expensive. I like doing nothing more than anything. Sleeping is more important to me than breathing. I don't like listening to them cry. I have so many more, but that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed.
Well, after listening to different women, kindly share your thoughts or your experience in the comment section below. Some women simply know they don't want children. Whether it's due to personal goals, trauma, health concerns, financial reasons, or just pure choice, there is power in knowing yourself well enough to make that decision. We live in a world where overpopulation, economic instability, and the rising of cost of living is making parenting more complex than ever. And yet the pressure remains, especially for family, religious or institution, and even other women. People often say you will change your mind or you will regret it, but motherhood is not something to do on a maybe. It's a lifetime responsibility mentally, physically, and emotionally. And forcing someone into just meet societal norms is not only unfair, it's dangerous. Not every woman wants the kids. And that's not weird. That's not selfish. That's a choice. Some of women want peace, travel, silence, a clean house, sleep, or just freedom. And that doesn't mean they are bitter, broken, or waiting for the right man. It means they know themselves. And they are not out there birthing babies just because society said so. You don't owe anyone a baby. Your worth is not tied into a womb. Being child-free doesn't mean you are missing out. It means you are choosing you. To end our today's discussion, women who choose not to have children aren't selfish. They are aware they are breaking generational expectation and creating space for a new definition of womanhood. Whether you are nurturing a business, a passion, or a community, just yourself, your life has value. Having kids should be a choice and not a default setting. So the women who know in their soul that motherhood isn't their path, stand tall. You are not broken. You are not wrong. You are enough. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. See you in the next video and stay safe.